So I want to start it all over again because I can't edit. Damn it. So I'm gonna tell you guys about the scariest thing I've been through in my existence, completely alone. Nobody, nobody having my back. Nobody here with me. Nobody. So I had relapsed and was had done drugs. Um, after quitting, after getting kicked off my friend's place, not being able to afford the rent because I was making $13 an hour working part time at a daycare, and was having to drive from the daycare to from the RV park to the daycare, which was like clear in the other town, and then go back to the daycare that I was working at, which is in a completely different town. All of this shit off part time, $13 an hour, and then trying to pay was it $700 or something for rent. Anyways, whatever. End up getting evicted out of the RV park, having to take my camper up Grover Canyon. It's freezing up there, no water, no electricity. End up quitting my job. My life is just falling apart in shambles again, and I had just escaped my super abusive, narcissistic, essaying ex, who I found out was essaying my daughters. And so I was already traumatized, and then I'll have all this shit happen to me because my ex-best friend is a fucking succubus, narcissistic cunt. Anyways, I had recently quit talking to my older sister because although my little sister and my older sister's daughters did help bail me out of jail because I went to jail on Valentine's Day via my ex and the crooked ass cop and all of this shit. They, my older sister and my little sister still were talking mad shit. Older sister couldn't be honest to my face. She wants to be mad. She's gonna slander my name. I don't care. Whatever. We know what it is. I ain't never crossed nobody who didn't deserve it. And I will be telling all about how, okay, I'll be getting there. I'll get to that too. Anyways, so I relapsed because I am going through all of this shit after just trying to leave my ex and keep my baby girls safe, okay? And I'm up a canyon by myself with my girls. End up relapsing and did a small amount of a drug that I've done 10 times the amount of this drug. And so I know it wasn't an overdose, which they tried deeming an overdose. And I've done a lot of drugs and big amounts of drugs and whatever. I ended up getting poisoned. I could feel it in my head. I was like, shh, and it was just getting like really pressurized, and it was like super scary. And I was like, what the fuck, this isn't right. And I was like, oh gosh, I gotta go. So I'm like driving back to this one dude that I thought, this one dude that I thought was my friend, whatever. And I would like call him. I'm like, hey, I think I got poisoned. I don't feel right. Like my head is not okay. And he was like, oh well, blah blah blah. Well, I left, but I left my place unlocked. You can go in. I left a syringe of a double shot of that electrolyte stuff, and it's just concentrated. So make sure that you take that when you get there. Make sure you take that when you get there. Make sure you take that when you get there. And I'm like, okay. And my head's like, I'm not thinking clearly. I'm not doing okay. I'm like, this isn't right. Get to his place, and I'm like, okay, like hydration will probably be good. Like flush this crap out of my body, right? So I take this double shot of this electrolyte hydration shit that I think is gonna help me out. Well, lo and behold, it's some more of that shit. I swear to God, and I end up, I think it was rat poison. My skin started feeling like it was super tight. My insides and my head, my brain felt like it was like shriveling up, like it was like clenching, like so pressurized. It was so horrible. And like my I could feel my liver and my stomach and like my kidneys. I could feel them, like everything just started, like this felt like rocks, like a rock. They just started feeling like they were just shrinking up into like a rock. And so I'm just chugging water, like a gallon of water. I'm just trying to get it down. And it was so hard to drink water. It was so hard to get it down my throat. And I'm like, something's not right. Like, I'm going to die. Like, I knew I was going to die. I knew I had been poisoned. I knew I was going to die. Like, have you ever been in this type of situation when you know? And, he kept telling me, just lay down and go to sleep. You'll be fine. You'll wake up. You'll be just fine. And I'm like, if I lay down and go to sleep, I'm not going to wake up. And he's like, you'll be fine. And I'm like, I'm not going to be fine. So I end up calling the ambulance, and they're like, what's your name? And I was like, I couldn't remember my name. I couldn't remember what year it was. I could not remember who the president was. I couldn't remember. All I knew was I had been poisoned and I was going to die. That's all I knew. And I ended up getting off the ambulance and going back into my friend's place because I don't want to lose my girls. I was being very irresponsible, but I was going through the hardest fucking time of my life, completely alone, with some stranger that I had just met, Nobody rooting for me. Nobody. After I lost my mom, I have nobody. So, go back in, and I'm like, if I go to sleep, I'm gonna die. And I'm like starting to feel like tired. I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna work. So I end up calling this one wicked bitch, and I'm like, please take me to the hospital. And so she shows up with her daughter, load up my girls, load up myself. I'm like, please just take me to Afton. And she's like, no, I'm gonna take you to Jackson. I'm like, no, just take me to Afton. No, I'm gonna take you to Jackson. So she drives me an hour and a half. I'm like falling asleep and like jerking awake, and like falling asleep and like jerking awake, like making myself, like I am forcing myself to stay awake, because I know if I fall asleep, I'm done. I'm dead. Okay. And get up there. This nurse is completely mean. She's like, hold still. And my body's just jerking. And I'm like, I'm trying. She ends up like busting through my vein. My arm was so bruised and everything. And they supposedly did drug tests on me. Supposedly. I don't remember them drawing blood, but I do remember them giving me an IV, and that's what I remember. Anyways, I end up passing out because I'm in the hospital. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. And after they gave me the IV, I think that they gave me some drugs to relax me or something. And so they knock me out. I wake up the next morning, and my brain is still like bleh, 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 like not able to process, think right, whatever. And I get up and I come walking out of the room, and there's this DFS dude that he was the one who discharged me from the hospital, and he works for the DFS. Okay, that's weird. He didn't give me my discharge papers, like with my blood work or anything like that. I mean, like, he gave me the discharge papers. I think I have them right here. Hold on. But he didn't give me like what they had done, what they had found, anything like that, which was bullshit, but whatever. And then he was like, oh, and your girls have been taken by the evil wicked bitch, whom I find out was dating their dad. She's sleeping with their dad, which is completely fucking disgusting. Supposedly she didn't have any idea who he was, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So she had taken my kids, right? And DFS got involved and said, blah blah blah, due to suspected child neglect and child abuse, but we have taken your kids or whatever. And they never told me that it was voluntary. They never told me that because there wasn't any court order or any law enforcement or anything like that involved, that it wasn't like a legal thing. They didn't tell me that. Not for a month and a half. But anyways, so I'm sitting there believing that my girls are taken out of my custody without me being able to do anything about it. So I'm walking out of the hospital being like, oh shit, so now I don't have custody of my girls. And I'm like, I was poisoned and none of this seems right. Nothing seems right. Like, this is scary. This is not right. And my legs hurt so bad. I could barely walk. Like, my body hurt. Like, my body muscles and, like, nerve endings hurt. Like, I've never felt anything like this before, and I pray I never feel anything like this again. So, I called the one dude who had given me this, who's like, oh, do the syringe, whatever. And he was like, holy shit, you're okay, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm up in Jackson. Will you come and get me? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, So he comes and picks me up, right? Because it didn't click on me. It didn't dawn on me. Like, didn't dawn on me until, like, a week or two later. I was like, I'm pretty sure that he poisoned me too. But, whatever. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. So what do I got? Oh. I know that's that. Okay. I gotta find the papers. But so it's weird because the discharge papers the DFS dude gave me from the hospital. I went in there saying, I've been poisoned. I got poisoned tonight. And they're like, when? And I was like around 6 o'clock last night. And they're like, okay. And I was like, I think it was like around. It was last night. It was yesterday. It was last night. And then on the papers it was like, the doctor had said in the discharge papers, I don't know what kind of over-the-counter medicine you had taken 3 days ago, but your blood work is exceptional. And I was like, what the heck? So anyways, the next day the dude comes and gets me and takes me. He's like, you can stay at my place or whatever, I gotta go to work. And I was like, okay, cool. And my body hurt so bad, and I was like, and I still couldn't think straight, and I was like, I'm still not okay. I'm like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I gotta go and I was like, I gotta go back to the hospital because maybe they can do something for me because I'm not okay. This isn't okay. And I couldn't walk. Like, I could not walk. The muscles in my legs hurt. My whole body hurt so fucking bad. So bad. But my legs were the worst. The absolute worst. So I take myself to Afton, to the doctor's, okay? And he does a bunch of blood work. Finds a whole cocktail of drugs in my system. Like antidepressants and all sorts of other weird shit. And he's like, what are you doing with all of this in your system? I'm like, I got drugged. And he was like, okay. And he's like, so you're not taking like this. And I'm like, no, like, and I told him, like, I did take crystal. Okay, but I'm almost done, okay? We're gonna play the game. Okay, but let me finish this video real quick, okay? Like, I did take crystal, and he was like, yeah, that this doesn't equal out. And he was telling me all about, okay, Novi, but listen, you gotta respect me doing this video, okay? You gotta respect me doing this. Okay, I'm gonna go sit outside then. If you can't respect me doing this, then I'm not gonna be able to play the game. Okay, thank you. Okay, go sit down. Go wait for me. So anyways, he's like, yeah, this crystal does not explain all of this. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then he was like, you also have severe muscle damage. And I was like, that's what's wrong with my legs. And like, my legs had went from, I mean, they were pretty small already, but I still kind of had my butt, and over one night, it's like I went from like my normal butt and my normal self down to like chicken legs and no butt. Like, I had lost my butt and my legs. It was crazy. And severe muscle damage, and it fucking hurt. I couldn't walk for a week. Didn't have my girls. I didn't know what was going on, and I was alone. I didn't have anybody. Nobody. I reached out to my sisters, and they're like, well, you fucked up and you're on your own. And I'm like, dude, I was already going through the hardest time of my life. Going through this shit with my ex. And then my ex-best friend fucking doing that shit to me. And then now this, like, anybody who knows anything about trauma and being alone and fighting this war by yourself, knows that that shit's not okay. And I did it all alone. And found out that my girls being placed with this one wicked bitch was voluntary, so I went and picked him up. And I got myself clean. I got myself into counseling, got myself clean. I will never do drugs again. I am clean off of drugs, haven't drank alcohol, and obviously, what is it? 9, 5, 7, 8, 9, 9 days? 9 days? 8 or 9 days? Shit. Quit smoking. 8 or 9 days. Clear, free of nicotine, all by myself. Narcissistic friends and family will say that they help you, will do the bare minimum to help you while dragging your name through the mud, while talking a lot of shit on you. And that's a narcissist way of making sure that you never succeed, is talking shit on you and bringing to as many people as they possibly can. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how the one dude in the webinar, said to the audience, like, I want everybody in the audience to think negative thoughts about this woman. And he was like, fight, do not let me push her arms down. And all these people were thinking negative about her. She could not hold her arms up. And then he's like, everybody think positive thoughts about this woman. And then he's like, okay, don't let me push your arms down. And he could not push her arms down. So that's why narcissists will talk so much shit and round as many people in to the gossip cesspool that they can, so that way you don't succeed, or you're very less likely to succeed. But anyways, you can sit there and talk all the shit that you want. You know it's true. And I was alone when I needed my friends and my family the most, is when I learned how truly alone I am. And I'm going to leave it there. Karma's coming, baby. I'm not alone. I have God. And I have my mama and my brother, my grandma, my grandpa, and my dad all right with me. All right. Bye.